guess we start off probably the first of several Dak questions you'll get, but your guys come off a major injury too. Did you have expectations on what he would be able to do through this stage of the off season? And if so, is he even maybe a little bit ahead of what you envisioned he might be able to do at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I never really got into the expectation aspect of it. Obviously a lot of us, we've all been through injuries like that, and, guys are on different timelines. And so, Dak's been working his tail off. He's done a great job. He's certainly done a lot out there during OTAs. And so we're in a really good place with him. I think he feels really good. Obviously, the process is what it is. It takes time, and you trust, Jim and Britt and Dak and those guys going through it together to, decide what he does and doesn't do, throughout this whole offseason.
Kellen, how mindful are you of where he is in his recovery when you're putting together practice plans for when he'll be out there? Are you thinking about, okay, he can do this, he can't do that? Back on that.
Really, we're playing ball now. You can ask Dak. I mean, he's ready to just go play football, and obviously, if they need to limit him in any regard, they do. But we're playing football, and we're playing football like Dak's always played football.
How does Zeke look to you so far?
Great. Zeke's had an awesome offseason. He's looked great out there. He's got total command of the whole thing. He's been great.
Does he look leaner, in better shape, anything like that to you? You tell if he's done anything different in that regard?
Yeah, potentially. Obviously. I think he looks really, really good out there. I mean, just fast, crisp, in and out of things. He's looks really good, and we're excited.
I know in the past he's talked about working on his being used as a receiver a little bit more coming into each off season. Was that an emphasis with him again this year, or did he emphasize something else in his game coming into these OTAs?
Really, in general, for all of our guys, I think it's versatility this offseason. Again, we have the fortunate situation of having a lot of continuity on our offense, and so guys being able to line up different places, play different positions. That's only going to help us because you're going to need guys to play different spots throughout the season, and it's also going to give us an opportunity to potentially create matchups and opportunities for guys, in the run game and the pass game.
Mike was talking yesterday about the jump that second-year players make, and CeeDee Lamb falls into that category. What have you seen from him, differences in him than maybe what you saw as a rookie and just where he is right now?
Yeah, obviously we all know the player, how talented he is, and really I think it's just a comfort level. Coming back, very much a lot of the same structure and system that we had last year. He's able to play fast, and again, like all those other guys, he's able to start lining up in other positions. Obviously last year was unique, limited offseason, limited training camp, and so certainly he played a lot in the slot. But he's a guy who can play all over the field, and we're going to do that with all of our receivers. We're going to get them all lined up in different positions, and it'll be an opportunity for all of them.
You've obviously not seen them together yet in any kind of live action, but just seeing Tyron, LC, and Zach at a practice bring a little smile to your face after last year?
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, those guys are a big part of this team. They've been that way for a long time. They're really talented players, and obviously, they look like they're in really special shape right now, ready to go play some football. So we're all really excited.
As you look back at last year, and all the different combinations that you had to play up front, how different now? Maybe you can tell us a little bit more than you could tell us during the season. But how difficult was it to put things together, not knowing who would be where 1 week to the next for a good spell of the season?
Yeah, obviously there's a game plan element of it. That's certainly a challenge. I think for the players, it's hard. Those guys, there's a lot of communication that offensive line has to do together, and then within the rest of the team with the tight ends, with the running backs and protection in the run game, and all that language and all that communication. When you got guys going in and out and they're not as familiar with each other, they haven't played as much games together. It's a challenge for everyone.
You understand the value, obviously, of a healthy Tyron Smith, having been around him as long as you have. His last 16-game season, you started a couple games that year. I was just curious, how would you put into words, I guess, what Tyron means when healthy to this offense.
Yeah, obviously he's been one of the best for a long, long time at the left tackle position. He does a tremendous job. He's a silent leader. He doesn't say a whole lot, but when he's out there, there's a presence like no other. And he's obviously been a big part of this team for a long time. And when he's out there, a lot of times good things happen. And we're excited to have him back.
When you see CeeDee Lamb, how big is that progression in a receiver from year one to year two, especially now when you have the OTAs and the mini camps for a guy like that, something he didn't have last year? Yeah,
it's huge. I think it's, we all know the player, like we were saying. We all know how talented CeeDee is. He's an awesome player. He's going to be a big-time player for a long time. I think it's just that comfort level of where we are with the offense, what his job responsibilities are within plays, and he's able to just play so much faster. And obviously the versatility we've talked about, him being able to line up in other positions, it's going to help him. It's going to help our offense.
Hey, Kellen, did you have a reaction to winding up on the College Football Hall of Fame ballot, and does it feel like it's been that long since your playing career?
Yeah, certainly it feels like it's gone pretty quickly. It's been 10 years or whatever it's been, and so obviously it's gone fast. But, it's a really cool honor, really cool opportunity, and obviously the college experience at Boise for me is really special and is an awesome place.
Kellen, what kind of influence will Ben McAdoo have? How do you envision leaning or getting his help during the course of the year?
Yeah, Ben will be awesome. Obviously, he's been around for a long time, been a head coach, been a coordinator, had a lot of success in this league. And so, during the season, those weeks go fast, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And so have a guy like Ben who can potentially be a little bit ahead of the game week in and week out for us offensively, I think it's going to be a huge advantage. And obviously, he's also, will be a great sounding board and resource for things we're doing.
Is it now about getting him coached up on what you guys do as opposed to what he and McCarthy did in Green Bay?
Yeah, it's probably just it's a language thing. Like anyone who comes in, a player, a coach, everyone's in the same boat. You come to a place, it's just finding the language. Football's football. Half the time it's just connecting. This word means this word now, and once you kind of get comfortable with that, everyone kind of starts speaking the same language. Then you're able to, really take off from there.
Kellen, can you talk about the backup quarterback position and how you're working through that in the OTAs and going into training camp and who you have there?
Yeah, good group. Obviously, Garrett, Coop, and Ben, guys who've, were all here last year, and so, giving them all different opportunities, getting them all in there, getting them all involved. I think it's an awesome process. Just let guys play. Let them play. We'll let this thing play itself out, and then we'll see where that takes us. But obviously, we really like all three. They've done a great job for us, and we'll see what happens.
What have you seen thus far from Tyler Biadasz here in his second season in the NFL, first full off season?
Yep, command and conviction. Being that center, there's a lot of stuff that he communicates to the quarterback, to the offensive line, to everyone. And I think just how fast and crisp and confident he is with that, that's huge this year. Obviously, like CeeDee, it's a second year. It's the first full off season. There's just a confidence level that's coming out of him.
You guys don't have a ton of experience behind him at center. What's your comfort level with that, and how does it look at that center guard rotation spot? Yeah,
I think we got a number of guys there that all have earned and deserve opportunities to just reps, play in games, and we'll see where this thing takes them. But we're excited with what we got.
Anything else for Kellen?
I know Blake Jarwin hasn't been cleared to do everything yet, but just where he is as far as coming back and what you envision him being able to do once training camp gets underway.
Yeah, obviously, between him, Jim, Britt, and the crew, just getting him ready to rock and roll, and we're really excited for him. Obviously, we felt like he was heading some really big things last year. To have him and Dalton both back this year, I think we got a really good opportunity there at the tight end position to play both of those guys, independently and together, and do some really good things.